books. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, Prince is in the building.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How y'all
How you
doing?
feel?
I'm
How
up
you
to the
feel?
top. I'm all the way
What's
up.
up? All the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we got our peoples here. Appreciate everybody for pulling through. This is the third book Verzuz ever. And when you see these three people here, they're very special. They're three of what I would consider three of the most limitless super beings I know. And when y'all may have seen that promo, no doubt, get your superheroic pose on, because that's what y'all do. Y'all represent to the. Y'all didn't know y'all had the lavender vibe going on. Y'all ain't give me the memo on the lavender.
Hey,
You know what that is,
Yes.
right? That is called alignment. That is alignment.
it's that royalty, man.
It is. I got to get my my Zamunda on with the royalties for sure. But
Wakanda forever.
y'all are super dope. If you all can introduce yourselves, and as you introduce yourselves, I'd love to share just something with each of you all. I can think of numerous stories that kind of change, my perspective of what you all do. But man, go ahead and start. Let's start with you, Prince Daniel Jr.
Man, you don't want to start with ladies first, man?
Absolutely. We gotta let her go first.
My name is Laura Wilde. I will take the mic. I'm Laura Wilde, and I can dunk from half court because I know how to get in the flow state. See,
Ooh,
so I get in the
okay.
flow state, and I drop gems, and I drop people on the way to the hoop because I dunk from half court. But no, I work in the NBA as a mental performance coach for players. I worked for a team for a few years, and I love teaching the flow state, and I teach quantum sports medicine, and that's what I do. So I'm Laura Wilde.
Lord, and does it incredibly well.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Laura, and I share something. I connected with Laura on Clubhouse. You have a huge following from Clubhouse, and I saw you dropped some gems there on manifestation. You talked about a class you had, talked about getting in the zone. So I took that class, and when we had connected, you shared a link to me, and you said, you know what? Here's a class I'll be doing with a special group. You may want to check in. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. I got time. So I checked in on it, and there were like dozens of people. And as they were introducing themselves, and I started researching them, like they were some very powerful people. It was on some next level. It was a mastermind group.
Love it.
And I appreciate you sharing it, but I was like, I might be up in the Illuminati session. And they were actually, and they were featuring you. They wanted you to speak to this entire group. And there's just dozens of people in this video conference. And as you were just breaking down the flow state, getting in the zone, tapping into these infields and the cosmos, and what they were doing afterwards, some of these leading people, these are leading people globally, they were enshrining you in that process.
Beautiful.
They were talking about what they needed you for on some other level stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then a week later, you was doing a Clubhouse with Jack Canfield and a bunch of other best-selling authors, and they were all giving you praise, dropping your name. So you are
and
a limitless super being.
And
rightfully
so.
Give her flowers, baby. Give her flowers.
Yes.
And she can straight up dunk too. She can ball too.
Hey.
So I don't need to give her, sometimes she's not one of those, oh, it's a girl, let me go eat. No, she's like the truth. You ball like you're balling against the best for her. So no doubt.
No doubt. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Who you gonna pass the mic to? Who you gonna pass it to, Laura?
I'm gonna pass the mic right down below. I'm gonna drop the ball to Prince.
I'm catching it. Bam.
Hey, touchdown.
Right, all day. All day, every day. If I catch it, I might dunk it too,
Over the end pole.
Wow.
My name is Prince Daniels Jr. I'm a former NFL running back for the Baltimore Ravens. And after my career was over, I went and spent time at a monastery to understand the meaning of life and
Mm-hmm.
how you can go beyond what the human mind can fathom. And
Mhm.
so I spent time as a student, as a monk at a monastery, where I was able to figure out some of the things that I've done by being in the zone and entering the zone while I was playing football at a very high level. But once I started being able to tap into that same space, that same zone, when I was at the monastery, then I was able to put those two things together, merge those two things, athletics and spending time at the monastery, reaching your full potential, tapping into your energy, your your INNER capital G, your inner greatness, your inner good, your inner God, your inner goddess, your inner glorious moments. I've been able to do that, and so now I work with professional athletes. I work with high achievers to help them reach their peak performance.
Word. And when I got your, well, I'm not even gonna share what you all do. Y'all probably gonna share that at the end. But there was something that you were doing, and I connected with you as related to a class. We ended up doing a conversation with it, and so we connected, and we had a conversation, and I'm learning mindfulness, and you're breaking down the real elements to meditation. And you probably don't remember that. There was a conversation we connected after we did a convo for rolling out, and
Right.
you were breaking down mindfulness and meditation and how it needs to break through culture. And you took me through the monastery, certain things that you learned, secrets of the monastery and monks,
Yeah.
and you took that to you brought up a very touching experience, of when your father, when he transitioned, and you told me about a transformation that you took into becoming a whole different being.
Yeah.
And Prince does these meditations. He has a couple of partners in crime, and they will actually put you in a trance. And so when he was talking to me on the conversation, he was breaking these things down, and then you took it to another level. You went to a George Floyd level, and you brought a whole different perspective. And you told me this before. You told me I meditate to a level where I try to transition out of this state.
Mm-hmm.
And as you were talking, all I knew is I was gone. I was gone. And all I remember, Marcellus, you there? Marcellus. And I mean, I looked up. I felt like I was asleep for 5 days. And I tried to play it off like, yo, I'm here. Yeah. That's deep, bro. That's deep. But you had me out of there, man. Out of there. And I felt some of that meditation. I felt that peace level, man. And you have a very special power to really transfer that energy. And I was a witness to it, man. So this is you got some super beings with you. So no
Well,
doubt. So
I'm dropping the ball. Bam, Donte.
Hey. No, I'm actually honored to just join such an illustrious group of beings, as Marcellus has mentioned, and just getting highlights of all of your stories at moments in time or moments in space has been abundant for me. And, even just hearing it live for the first time collectively is a beautiful thing as well, too. And from my experiences, just growing up in a small town, looking to find my way and navigate my way into this journey of life, being the son of a coach who was adamant about winning and work ethic and details, and just following that but creating my own path and learning how to navigate in that path to become myself, really. And I think in becoming myself, all of those things, my passions, my pursuits, it was as if they were put on hold so that I could become whole. And it was after that I became whole, that I became aware that these talents are for my purpose. These talents are for other people. These talents are to be shared. There is when my talents began to unfold and to grow and to be able to touch lives. And so my journey started there early, started literally, and we'll talk about those books that really mean those things to us. But my journey started at that bottom space, and I only had to look up. I didn't have any other way coming from where I came from. I didn't have any, basketball was that outlet, but those things run out of gas very soon. Reading could be an outlet, but that also runs out of emotion. So you had to look within. So for me, looking within early in my journey has allowed me to grow into a basketball coach, a speaker, international manifestation being. And so that's kind of how my story has unraveled. And again, I'm honored just to be here with you all and just to share. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's Coach Donte Hill in the flesh.
I gotta pick up my crystal now. I gotta hold my crystal.
Oh, don't grab
Man, and a quick story with Donte, and he's just been a brother that's been impactful in my life, impactful in my son's life. So he's trained my son and has given him a taste of what it takes and a lot of drills and the mindset that's required to play at the highest levels. And all you all have been on those levels, have worked on those levels. But Donte, you've done that. And then the last time we linked, I actually was after my son. They went downstate, they did their thing. They lost the game, real close on by one to get them to the state championship. So he was in the space. I was like, man, we probably need to go holler at Donte. And as you go on to your next journey, we need to go see the guru, So we linked up. And we went to Barnes & Noble, and we go in there, and a couple of people are looking at Donte, because you can smell the cologne as soon as you walk in. You can see the vibes. He had on the designer shades. I think that was the joints Biggie had on.
Oh, you tripping.
The gold chains, big gold chains.
Yeah. So they know they amongst greatness, and we connected, and he's just got the energy and the gravitas. So we sit down. And he's talking to my son, and he's breaking down the mindset for that next level, understanding how to break through uncertainty. And now you get to be an architect. Now you get to design. And he was going in so thoroughly that as Donte was breaking this down and we're listening, my son is captivated. He's capturing my son at a level I'm not even able to grasp him a lot of times. And then Donte, like, he's talking in mid sentence. He's like, "Oh man, it's happening again." He tilts down the glasses. It's happening, and I turn around. I'm like, and there's a guy, a white guy, taping Donte speak, taping it to create a viral moment because it was that good, it was that powerful, and I'm sure he was hearing something that, unless he's been around Les Brown or Barack Obama, like he wasn't getting no energy like that. So. Man, you all are incredible super beings, superwoman, supermen.
Amen.
And if there's one word that I think you all kind of embody, you hear a lot about mindset. You hear a lot about skill set. You hear a lot about, I even like the word grind set, but you all embody a word that's called soul set. And you all go straight to the unstoppable, straight to the limitless, straight to the you can't touch me. Lord, when you talk about being in the zone, doing a running man,
Can't touch this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, can't touch this, hammer time. Like, literally though, y'all are untouchable. Y'all are untouchables. And so with that, we want to get into these unlimited, mindsets and the soul set and everything that you all do, and take a peek into you all's bookshelves and what helped you all to become, some of the most knowledgeable people that you can run across. So, and we got, shout outs to Chantel, Tania. We got anyone that you see that when y'all followers, shout them out anytime. And y'all feel free to drop any notes on what you're hearing.
I see you, Chris, Scooty. I seen you.
Hey,
Shapiro in the house.
What's good? Coach Isaac Brown. I see everybody. Just want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you all for supporting us, coming here. Alejandro.
And not only do they have knowledge, they share it. So follow them if you don't. Like, they are very...
Talk about books.
Right.
Yo.
Thank you
But
all.
let's get into it. Don't show us the titles. We about to get the verses on. You might have to jump off the top turnbuckle on it.
All right.
So let's get the Royal Rumble going. So our topics are going to be, we always start off with the first book to change your life. Then we're going to go into greatness. Then we're going to go into manifestation. The fourth is going to be the best book about a pro athlete or coach. And then last is going to be our greatest book of all time. So I see you got the artillery, you got the tools. No doubt. So let's get into it. We're going to go with the first. We'll start with you, Laura. The first book you read that changed your life. And why was it so impactful?
A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. So I read this when I was 10 years old. A Wrinkle in Time. And I talk about this all the time because in that, did I tell you really fast why?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Please. That's what we came here for.
Girl, have your way. Go ahead.
So there's a part in the book that made me understand that time is not as it seems, but it really is an illusion, because in the book, there's a talk about how you could create a wrinkle in time. Suppose an ant's on a string. Maybe the string is really long, and the ant's walking from one end of the string to the other. So a greater power than the ant, maybe me, right, has the power to push the string together so the two ends are almost touching. The rest of the string falls down here, and the ant walks across the string, and then I can open the string back up. And the ant could look behind it and say, wow, look at all that distance I covered. But really, it saved itself some time because a higher power put the ends together. So to me, it was like, whoa, that's what Creator does. Creator helps us have a quantum leap. We can take a wrinkle in time because there's something beyond us helping us shrink the deed, right? We just get started, and then the beautiful big thing can happen for us. So a wrinkle in time let me know that time is an illusion, and that we can actually take huge leaps if we surrender, and we quit chasing it. The ant wasn't like, help me. It wasn't begging. It was just there doing its thing. And next thing you know, it's at the end of the string, and it's really had time collapse. That's that.
Wow. So I'm glad this is being recorded, because so many of us are going to have to go back and listen to that 10 times to break down the metaphysical, quantum, cosmic, anatomic elements to that. That is super dope.
Yeah, I became a metaphysician when I read A Wrinkle in Time at age 10. Like crazy, right? Yeah.
Abundance.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Super dope. That's a heavy way to start a book versus. You put some serious, you raised the bar way up in the galaxy. So that's what it is. And you know what? I've been fascinated with quantum physics and quantum mechanics, and I'm going to need your help to break down Stephen Hawking's theory of everything. I'm going to, that's my goal, to try to really break that down, because I think it breaks down to how do you get to that timeless?
Yeah.
And you are the master of getting into that zone and that unlimited space. So
thank you.
Okay, we got that. A Wrinkle in Time. That's a dope read that we need to add to our collection. Who you passing the rock to?
I'm gonna pass the rock this time to Donte.
Hey.
Well,
all right.
So we're talking about the book that kind of shot us out there. It opened our brains. And so my book, without further ado, is The Alchemist. The Alchemist really took me on a journey as far as when I started to go over to Japan, and I started to travel Asia, and it let me know that as you chasing or trying to navigate your path, that you're going to land exactly where you're meant to be. There are no mistakes. There is nothing new underneath the sun. And so The Alchemist really showcased a young, amazing soul going on a journey, meeting people, and finding his way. And I was just, as we were getting ready for this, I was telling one of my friends how it's unfortunate, as long as I've been friends with them, that I didn't share how impactful The Alchemist was as far as a book that really impacted me. And it wasn't so much I apologized, but it was just the level of, this is a must read for you who are looking for purpose, looking for where you need to be, looking and in doubt or in worry or uncertain. It will show you that the beauty of the stars and just your pathway is magnificent. And you will get to your destination, and you'll meet the right people that will help guide you along your way in that journey. So my first book that really touched me in this series definitely is Alchemist, for sure.
That's and the author's name?
Paulo Coelho. He's
Yes.
a very famous author. He's written so many other amazing pieces. But as far as the piece that really just touched me and really opened my spiritual awareness in the sight of my purpose, Alchemist was that.
It's actually the top-selling book. I don't know if it's the top-selling book other than the Bible, but it's one of the top 2 selling books on the planet.
Wow. Abundance.
Yeah, that's a must-have.
Yes.
And you know, one of the revelations I had from that, because it was such a powerful book, and it resonated on a level, I was like, this might not be the first time I've really heard about this journey being where, you know, what you're seeking is also seeking you.
Yes.
And you know what I thought about, Donte? I went all the way back to kid, and I was like, yo, that was the theme of The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy.
Yeah.
He was going searching to get that glow and be the master, and he found out he had the glow. You are the master.
You already have the glow. The glow is within. But the glow must unfold when you begin to quit asking the question, why is it happening to me? Or versus what should I learn through this? What should I grow through this experience? What should unfold through this experience? And so when he stopped asking those questions, right? We're not human doings, we're human beings. So when he began to just be himself and be in his journey, he took off. And so, yeah, it's an impactful book, and I'm glad to share it with this group. I'm sure some of you guys have already, like Laura said, it's one of the greatest selling books in the history of our time.
Wow. Okay, this is an epic. This first round is looking like Haglin Hearn. Like it's bombs being dropped. So we got the rock pass. Did you pass the rock yet?
Oh, baby. Look. He ready. He's ready.
Got the back hand.
Touchdown. I already know.
All right, okay. The first book to change your life. We're on the first round of the book verses. First book to change your life. We're rounding it out here with Prince Daniels.
So the first book that changed my life was published in 1946, and it was called Self-Unfoldment by Manly P. Hall. All right. And the reason why this book changed my life, because it was the first time I could see myself from within. And what I mean by that is I saw me for the first time. And I struggled with seeing me, you know, from an outside view instead of an inside view. And so the first time when I actually saw the light that exists inside of every single one of us, that glow that Donte was talking about, you know, that light that's inside of you that we've been speaking about, I was able to see that. And that was my first moment of enlightenment. And it, you know, just opened me up to all the possibilities in the world. And I'm able to see things that others are not capable of seeing. It's only because of their perception and what they've been exposed to and what they've been taught. So when you have a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a guru, you know, they help you see beyond the horizon when you're not able to, because you're in it. They give you a different perspective. They give you that 30,000 feet above the ground perspective, so you can see things in a sense of understanding the micro and the macro. So that book, you know, it changed me because it made me realize that we are all flowers. And
I
that
love it.
and the way that a flower blooms and blossoms, we do the exact same thing.
Mm.
Like, we're going, no matter what we do, each and every day, we're getting older and older and older, and we're blossoming and blossoming without asking for permission, without having to try to do anything else. It just naturally happens. And so while we're here, the nature of the self is to observe. And so you want to observe yourself and see how you blossom and unfold into the incredible human being that you are.
Wow.
Can you, I want to jump on into that a little bit as far as the conversation about the flower. Can you talk about, obviously, your experience in a monastery and the flower and the lotus without the mud? And can you dive into that when you begin to talk flower and just from your experience? I know that you could really share from that perspective in a way that I couldn't.
Everything starts off as a seed in life. So sometimes the seed can be in a harsh condition. It can be in a fertile environment condition where it's ripe for it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And what you have to understand is that we are all connected in every single fashion and form. In order for a flower to grow, it needs nurturing, it needs water, it needs the right condition and environment to grow. And when that happens, it does what it's supposed to do. It fulfills its purpose. It needs the sun. We all need the sun each and every day. We all need water each and every day. We all need the right conditions to be able to grow, to be able to blossom into what our true potential is each and every day. And so when you allow yourself to understand that you are a flower, you grow. You don't go and tell a flower, shout at the flower, but like, grow, it's time for you to grow. Nature has its own system that's set up that allows for it to grow. The things that never change are the seasons. The seasons stay the same, right? You got winter, spring, summer, fall. Those will never change. It's a system. It continues to go in rotation organically. And so when you understand that, then you understand that you are a flower and you grow in that same manner. Everything that we need is around us. We have to look within to understand that it's available to us. So that's where you gain your level of awareness. And so that's what I talk about when I mention about the flower, learning how to grow, learning how to be who you are.
And can I pause? I'm just interjecting a couple of things too. And I love what he's talked about at the flower and growing. And something that I know I'll share this with Elle as well too, that is part of our purpose. Some are to plant seeds and some of us are to water seeds. And we're doing one or the other. You're planting good seeds, you're planting bad seeds. You're watering good seeds, you're watering bad seeds. And to his point, everything is essential. All of us are necessary. And I think when we get to that place, we really can bloom, we really can grow, we really can expand our awareness, our consciousness, our evolution with each other when we get to that space that I'm watering or am I sowing? I'm doing one or the other.
Yep.
And that's my approach to even coaching.
That's it. I was just about to say that goes with coaching. That goes with mentorship. That goes with, just being present, right? Think about it. It's we first have to bloom. We have to bloom first to be able to water this and to sow our seeds. Like how can you be a plant that's growing and try to tell somebody how to grow?
And can I pause you right there too, because that's powerful, and I think this needs to be unfolded. Talk about that. When you said that book started to seeing yourself, even me, right? I saw myself in The Alchemist, and obviously, what in my journey through all of these books, I've seen myself at some level and talk about what that does, because a lot of people never see themselves, and they're looking for themselves in all the wrong places, be it through the lenses of any distraction. We may use that word, but talk about that importance and seeing yourself, and one thing that made you see yourself through that book, or why that's important.
One of the main reasons why people do not practice meditation is because they have a hard time seeing themselves, or spending time with themselves, with spending time with some of the decisions that they made in their life. So for a minute, when they close their eyes,
spending time with the decisions that they made in their life. Bar.
Which creates your insecurities, which creates your doubts, which creates all of the things that don't allow for us to grow naturally. And when you don't want to spend time with yourself, but you want to distract yourself from your growth, then you are doing yourself a disservice. Like, think about it. Think about somebody that you dislike or you hate. You know, I know hate is a strong word, but it would be difficult for you to spend at least 5 minutes with them every day. The only thing that you'll be thinking about is whenever they open the exit door, and you can exit out of that room and get out of that space that you're preoccupying with them. And that's what happens when you close your eyes.
Yeah.
And you start to internalize everything that you went through in life, the decisions that you've made. And you're like, oh, I need to open my eyes. I need, man, oh, this meditation stuff is boo-boo.
I don't want to see that.
But
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
But the thing is, we don't allow ourselves to go beyond the surface level. We enjoy the surface level because this is what's comfortable for us. And that's where we want to stay. That's where we want to be. And so once you learn how to be okay with going beyond that uncomfortable space and being in the uncomfortable space, then you allow yourself to grow no matter what.
And I tell my players that, and I want Laura to share too, because she's masterful at teaching this. Getting people comfortable in the uncomfortable, especially in the space of performance or mindfulness or meditation. How do you get people into that space, Elle?
Well, that brings me to my second book.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
You just go ahead.
I love
Go
it.
ahead.
I love it.
And that topic, it transitions into greatness. So as you speak on that, that's the ultimate elevation and transition into the topic of greatness. And we're all here to be great. So what an alley-oop.
I couldn't share it too soon. So I caught that pass. So this book, it's tattered. I used it a lot. It's tattered. It's worn. It's called Life Visioning by Michael Beckwith. Life Visioning by my teacher and friend, Michael Beckwith. Michael, Dr. Reverend Michael.
Michael Beckwith. Oh, I appreciate him so much. I appreciate him so much.
This book is written in. It's everywhere. So greatness. This is a book that I was reading when I found myself with no roof over my head. And I knew that somehow within this, I would find the answer. So one day I had this book here, and I had some sushi because avocado sushi was really cheap and I was really broke. So I was in my car and I looked and I saw this book of the sushi, and I had like this chocolate peanut butter bar, and I just had this, like the trance came over me, and I just went, wait, I need to vision myself out of here. And so I was looking at the title, Life Visioning. So I realized that I wasn't dreaming of me at the next version. I wasn't visualizing myself being great yet. And so Dr. Beckwith gives 7 beautiful steps to creating a life beyond one you've ever imagined. And he also talks about an impossibility journal. And so for me, having an impossibility journal is really how I know that I'm not leaving anything on the table, right? I can look back at the end of my life, whenever it is, whether I get a chance to look back at it or not. If I'm looking into my impossibility journal and recognizing that I want to experience the greatness before I experience it. I want to experience it in the quantum field before I experience it in the material world. So this
Yes.
work helps me create, right? So with the players, I actually have I'll have a rookie close their eyes, and I help them envision being a world champion and an all-star so vividly that when they open their
I
eyes
love
again,
it.
they look at me like, what? Like they don't know where they've
And
been.
for the people who just joined, you're talking about a rookie on what level?
Oh,
In
like an
what
NBA
sport?
rookie. Yeah.
And we talking National Basketball Association.
Yeah.
And you have someone that is teaching the mental
Yes.
performance, the unlimited, and the
Yes.
visioning.
Mm-hmm.
What? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just
No,
have to
that's
let
okay.
people
That's,
know what
I
type
love
of
it. I
greatness
love
they're around.
hey, look where the money resides, where the money resides. So I believe this book helped me. It helped me see my own greatness, and like the flower that can sow the seeds as it grows up, it can sprinkle the seeds, and it can have the little small flowers look up and be in the shade of it, right, as they grow up. So I noticed when I totally came into connection with my own greatness that I could point to everyone else's greatness. And that's what I say I do. I'm a greatness pointer. I literally point at someone's greatness over and over and over and over and over again until they see it too. Look how great you are. Look, you're an all-star.
That's beautiful.
And
I love that.
Man,
that's amazing.
I love pointing. And then I name all the
Yes.
players in my phone. I'll call the player NBA World Champion or Perennial All-Star with their name, and I take a screenshot and I show them, look, I'm holding this space for your greatness. Let me know when you're ready. Boom.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
And
Let me know when you're ready.
And let me say one thing to what you shared, Laura. I think, and for each of you, Laura, if you can share this as well, like what is the one key that we can take away to being great? What is the one secret? Because you work with some of the greatest athletes in the world, as well as Coach Donte, Prince Daniels Jr. He's been one of the greatest athletes as well as you all. And I think there's a powerful concept when you talk about visioning, and you do. I've taken your classes. Whenever you drop them, I'm swiping my card to get through that. But it's so powerful because you talk about this is where it's at. That imagination, when you light vision, you're creating it, and it's real. Like Will Smith says, like your thoughts are physical. They're actually a reality. And you speak so much to that. But I think something to really take away from what you share is that nothing is a reality until it's invisible first. This Instagram Live, social media, iPhones,
Brooklyn Bridge.
even Brooklyn Bridge or Laura Mitchell Wilde, Donte Hill and Prince Daniels Jr. Like we weren't here. There was a thought. Like you think it, you create it, you feel it, and then it turns. So if it's not, if you don't see it in the physical, that means that's what's up. It's real. It's really real that you're an NBA All-Star. It's really real that you're a millionaire. It's really real that you have a soulmate. If you see it here. Now, if you can't see it here, that's a problem, because why wouldn't you be able to see whatever you want here? Yeah. And when you unpack all of that, that's amazing. But what's your secret code to greatness before you throw the alley-oop off to the greatness? What is the secret? You work with some of the greatest athletes in the world. You are one of the greatest. You are the greatest cosmic guru coach in the world. I claim that for you.
Thank you.
What is the secret to greatness, to unlocking our greatness?
I really believe that the secret to unlocking our greatness is learning how to get into that flow state where we disappear, like we talked about already, and you connect to the collective unconscious, which is where all the blueprints of greatness exist. So if I can go to the collective unconscious, let's say I'm a male basketball player, suddenly I can connect to Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. The blueprint is there for greatness. So like greatness is not like poured into Michael Jordan. Greatness is everywhere. He just stepped into that particular space at that particular moment. And we can all do that. And when you get in the flow state, you go to the collective unconscious. And there, you can tap into the blueprint of greatness that's at your fingertips. It really is there for us. We don't have to practice as many hours necessarily. We don't have to have the same talent, because we can have a little bit of help and we can kind of get whooshed along if we can get into the flow state often. So I help players create a clear path to it. Like instead of like one day, oh yeah, I got in the zone. It's like, no, I'm going into the zone Just like if I want a donut, I love to say this because I don't really eat donuts, but I love them. If I want a donut, I can sit here and imagine, oh, donuts taste so good. I love thinking about donuts. Or I can walk into the donut store, buy the strawberry donut with strawberry icing, and eat the donut and taste the donut. So when I take you into the flow state, it's like walking into the donut store. And most training about the zone in the flow state is, hey, sit there and imagine the donut. It can't be that way. It's got to be a clear path. So that's, to me, the secret to greatness is accessing the flow state every single time on command.
And y'all tasting these delicious donuts of knowledge.
So as you talk about keys to success,
sprinkles, eat them.
That the flow state, and can you impact that a little bit more from the standpoint of what about other people listening to other people while they're trying to operate in that flow state? Because for me, I coach players they don't have to think about it. I've done the work for you. Now all you gotta do is just go play. I've done this. I've shown you everything a million times at one point or another. So all you gotta do is you don't have to think about it. But what happens is, in my experiences, the voices of others can be a distraction from that player getting into that flow state. So how do you get them into such a flow state that they can erase the other noises that are preoccupying their thoughts?
Well, the way I teach it is, instead of trying to get a laser focus to get into the flow state, I teach them to embrace the entire atmosphere around them and let them be part of the capacity. Yeah, so instead of narrowing the focus, you widen it. You go to a really broad perspective and embrace everything. So you can be in contraction or you can be in expansion. So if you're in expansion, then everything here, that's your fuel. Oh, that's sound. Yeah, right? And you're in a home, you have a home court advantage. Yes, sir. You have a home court advantage wherever you are when you can turn those sounds into your rocket fuel and let them be a beautiful, oh, wow, listen to the crowd. They hate me. I love getting to show them how great I am. Listen to listen to that ref's whistle calling fouls on me. That means I'm in the NBA. And so you start to say thank you, and you go into what I call macro gratitude instead of just micro gratitude. Micro gratitude is like, hey, I'm so grateful that I'm breathing. You know, it's all words. You wake up, you're depressed, you're in micro gratitude. I'm grateful for this. Macro gratitude is fully immersed in everything. You are immersed in the ability to have a foul called on you because you're in the NBA. Wow, I'm so great. The fans yell at me. The fans hate me. I'm so good. I love all of this. I embrace all of it. So there's nothing that can throw you out for game because you're already meeting it at a higher frequency than it's showing up.
Wow. Embrace it all. Love it.
The second round of book verses, we on greatness. We just on round 2. We got 5 of these joints. But that book, for all you all, and the Goddess of Ministry dropped it as well in the chat. It's the book. It's the Life Visioning Process by Michael Beckwith. Life Visioning, and he's super dope. I think she passed the rock to you, Donte. What you got for greatness?
Greatness. So my book on greatness is very special to me, and the reason why it's very special is because of the author and his story and his impact in society. And it was overlooked in some aspects, but that's also what makes it amazing. It's one of those stories that you have to go looking for, you have to want to know about it, and when you learn about it, it would change your shape on history, thoughts, and that is Jesus and the Disinherited. And when I talk about greatness, Dr. Howard Thurman. Dr. Howard Thurman was a professor who actually was classmates with Martin Luther King Sr.
Wow.
He was also a teacher to Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Howard Thurman was one of the first people to have an integrated church in San Francisco. Dr. Howard Thurman also was one of the first Black preachers to go to India, and he met Gandhi. And in his experience with Gandhi and other people in the Hindu religion, they asked him, said, how could you, being a Black man, how could you serve God? How could you serve Christianity? And that is also part of the unfolding behind Jesus and the Disinherited, because he talks about Jesus being a poor Jew and his impact in the world. And so Dr. Howard Thurman was so impactful into Martin Luther King's existence in the civil rights movement. He knew that focusing in on the spiritual content of us and bridging us together spiritually, that we would be able to unite and make an impact in civil rights movement. He actually lived with a Quaker. He roomed with white men in a time for his master's degree. And again, he talks about like the fear of why some people don't do things. And it's such an impactful book, but he's such an impactful being that when I think about greatness and I think about diversity and I think about the impact that we all can have if we work together. Here's a guy that integrated church, met Gandhi, has taught at HBCUs, grew up under a grandmother, former slave. And I've been able to go to his house. I've been able to sit under the trees of Dr. Howard Thurman at his home. It is now a level, and I was able just to immerse into that energy because, as you guys know, the trees hold the secrets. And I was able to be there in that energy, in that presence, and it just changed my life. So Dr. Howard Thurman and greatness, this is that book for me.
Wow.
I love it. Wow. That's a great book.
When you said the trees hold the secrets, what do you mean by that?
So I'll send it to you. It's not the book that I'll share in this medium, but there's a book that talks about trees and the history of trees and the scent of trees and the root of trees. And in that book, one of the passages said the trees hold the secrets. And so when you hug the trees and you connect with the trees, or you sit under a tree and read a book. So now I'm at Dr. Howard Thurman's house reading a book, and I think I may have had that book as well with me, and the level of spirit and beauty that unfolded in that experience. Just to know that this was where he sat. And I was able to figure it out. Well, okay, as a little boy, he sat here because of the shade. And he sat in this space because he could sit back and he could sit here for hours and read. And I was able to feel that in this beautiful green grass and this beautiful home. And his grandmother would be talking to him about, hey, come on in. And here's a guy that grew up in segregation, but believed in unity, believed in diversity, believed in inclusion, regardless of what he had experienced, right? And here's the thing, like, he didn't even see himself, as Prince mentioned. He didn't see himself. He had a whole life visioning experience, as Elle talked about, where he was able to really become a being that blended and impacted Martin Luther King, Gandhi. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So, I mean, yeah. So that book is really, really, really touching for me. And his life and his story and his example on the earth is a great message for so many people. Because again, I don't want to go too far left, but if here's somebody who grew up in this heightened world at a time that it was more fearful to even speak to someone that didn't look like you. Yeah. Yet he could room with two guys that didn't look like him, didn't have the same background as him, didn't have the same theology as him. And they could see the beauty in each other. And it helped him unfold to becoming a whole person, which is what we all aspire to be, is whole. And in wholeness, there's love, there's beauty, and there's passing the mic to Prince.
Hey, Marcellus.
That was smooth. That was smooth. That was a little De La Soul type transition.
Prince.
Hey, Marcellus, doesn't it run out at 1 hour? Do you have to do rapid fire?
We better
wrap up. Go rapid fire.
You all are so good. I would, you know what? Last time it actually allowed me to go longer than an hour.
Okay.
So Zuckerberg, he might be nice, but if they give me the countdown for it, I'll let you all know.
Okay.
But hopefully they'll be nice to us.
All right.
Zuckerberg, man, show me some love. Show me some love.
Rapid fire.
I do a lot of. Okay, go ahead.
I'll keep it short. With the passing from Donte, practicing meditation doesn't make you holier than thou. It makes you whole. And within your wholeness, you find your peace. Within your wholeness, you find your peace. So
practicing meditation doesn't. My.
Practicing meditation. It does not make you holier than thou. A lot of people think that it does. It does not make you holier than thou. It just makes you whole. And within your wholeness, you find your peace.
Love it.
So
abundance.
Your greatness. I'll keep it real simple. Now, I know Donte said, oh man, Laura said some incredible things, talking about the collective consciousness. The words that I use is the infinite intelligence, where you just tap into that source. As she was saying, that you can tap into anybody's spirit, anybody's source, because we all come from one. And so when you learn how to tap into that, you tap into your greatness. You tap into your energy. I always speak about that. INNER capital G, your inner greatness, your inner good. Your ability to see how incredible you are. And so when it comes to my book, I'm definitely going to take it far left. My book is called Play of Consciousness by Yogananda. It's Mutta Yogananda. Mukta Yogananda. And basically, man, this book, it taught me how to go beyond what the human mind can fathom.
Wow.
We have a limited perception because of the bodies that we occupy. And so every experience that we experience in life is through this body. And since we only see these two points in our life, the beginning and the end, it seems like we can't see beyond just the ceiling. We have a ceiling, so we can't see beyond our ceiling, and we can't see further back than our beginnings, our inception. And so when it comes to your greatness, it's being able to tap into the micro greatness. Once you tap into your energy, your inner greatness, you tap into the outer greatness, as what Laura was talking about. And that is what allows for you to be great. And so you find your greatness from within. And once you find your greatness from within, it activates the greatness without or outside of you. And now you're just occupying that space. The zone is around us. You just have to tap into it and become aware that the zone is around us. When you're operating from the quantum physics, you have to be able to speak the quantum physics language. And so when you're asking for something, it has to come from the purest place, which is the heart.
Purity. Love it.
Your mind has to be able to become aware of the things that you ask for, the things that you're looking for, the things that you're striving towards, that you're looking to fulfill your purpose in. And once your mind becomes aware, now the heart and the mind connect to create the greatness that you've been always looking for. So the name of my book is Play of Consciousness by Yoga Muktanada.
Wow, some heavy hitter books. Play of Consciousness, Jesus and the Disinherited, and Life Visioning by Dr. Michael Beckwith. That is dope. Okay, gonna move to manifestation. And you all are architects, master super being creators of making thoughts a reality. What is your number one go-to book for that?
I'll keep it simple. Oh, okay. No, go ahead. Go. Sorry, Laura.
No, go, friends. You ready to keep it simple?
Go ahead. This one will be quick too for me.
Are you doing a reversal? Okay, we reversing it.
Okay,
go
go
ahead.
first.
I was gonna say, manifestation for me is As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. You know, this book was given to me by my uncle, somebody that I respect a whole lot. My uncle is the first person, well, two of my uncles are the first people that I went to the monastery with. So,
Wow.
you know, this is not only is it something that I just discovered, but it's also in my family. So it's a part of my lineage. You know, and it's a profound book. Like this book, every time I read it, you know, I learn something new. It's like watching a movie and over again, and you're like, wow, I didn't notice that was in this part of the movie, and you connect with it. So with this book, you know, I had an opportunity to grow with this book, and it's As a Man Thinketh, and they have a version called As a Woman Thinketh. So any women on here that are watching, go and check out As a Woman Thinketh, As a Man Thinketh. It'll help you, you know, be able to understand how powerful your mind is and your thoughts and the words that you use and the words that you say, especially like in the morning time when everybody always say good morning, good morning. You have action has to follow. You have to see if it is a good morning. It's an affirmation. You're saying good morning. So is it a good morning or are you just saying good morning? Be mindful of the words that you speak when you first open your mouth. As a man thinketh, as a woman thinketh.
Love it.
Wow. That's a powerful, powerful book. Laura, how do you follow up As a Man Thinketh? We talk about manifestation.
The
Making
Power
all
of
things
Your
reality.
Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy.
Ooh.
The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. This book really showed me how I was manifesting, whether I believed in the law or not. We're constantly creating the material world around us. And this book tells you like the science of it. It gives you great affirmations and it's life-changing. This is the deluxe edition. I recommend that you read this, even if you get it and read a chapter. You can turn to any page and find something magical. It's great. That's mine.
Yeah, I got that book, Laura, but mine ain't looking all glossy like that. Like that's
How about the special
you
version?
got that from the
How about the special
Joseph
version?
Murphy hand delivered that thing to you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Powerful. And I hope y'all. I'm gonna make sure I capture all of these books and leave it in the comment for this this video post, so you'll have it there.
Okay.
But this is like going into the greatest bookstore in the world with the most enlightened people in the world, and they taking you straight to what you need to read to be great, what you need to read to manifest any of your dreams, what you need to read to change your life. They're taking you there. You don't have to be lost. They're going right there for what allows them to be the super beings that they are and a champion professionals, NBA athletes, NFL athletes, millionaires, like in business and corporate America. They're giving you that toolkit. So this is dope. Donte.
My book on manifestation is A Course in Miracles.
Aww.
Yes.
Oh.
And the reason why I love this book, it kind of centers in, really briefly, forgiveness, really locking in on forgiving yourself and forgiving your lineage and forgiving anything. And then it talks about just erasing the fear, being fearless, and then just faith, just going for it. And so that, but it obviously there's a workbook attached to it as well too. So you're reading it and you're studying, and it's challenging you to think at a deeper space. And so that is my book. I have a couple other books of manifestation. I drop them just because. But The Power of Now and The Teachings of Abraham by Esther Hicks. And these are really good books on manifestation as well too. So
Esther Jerry Hicks, that's what I'm
Esther
talking
J.
about. Miracles. Oh, that's up my alley.
Yeah,
Those are good ones.
you speaking of some books and some authors. You're gonna have Oprah pop up in here. We have to pop up a fifth.
Come on,
Y'all
here,
didn't see her?
Come on
Y'all
here,
didn't see her already?
Harpo.
Right there.
We got a
Yeah.
We the manifested Oprah. Come on in here, Oprah. Come on in here.
Yeah. Okay. Last two categories. This next one, and each of these super beings, they work in the realm of sports, one of the greatest entertainment industries, and some of the most superior athletes, and they have been those athletes, and they help champion those athletes to another level. What is the best book about a professional athlete or a coach that you've read? And you know, before you answer that, before you answer it, also answer, who is your GOAT athlete of all time? Who is your GOAT? And then give me the
I'm gonna go first because I'm gonna get through this one. My go-to book, as far as was Sacred Hoops by Phil Jackson, and I just, I think no, sorry.
Oh, that's a unanimous. Is that the first time in book verses we got a unanimous book? Oh my goodness!
Yeah. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm good. Because I think he brought the spirit into the game. I really believe that Phil Jackson was monumental in really implementing the spirit into the game. And when you go back to Dr. James Naismith and the history of Dr. James Naismith and his teaching, and it was Dr. James Naismith. He was an educator and YMCA teacher, and he created through co-creation, consciousness, awareness. He created basketball, Peach Basket. And now you look at what basketball has done. And he's not even alive to experience or even think about the unfolding of basketball. But there is a guy who was in spirit, was able to manifest a Peach Basket, which then and that's why I applaud Phil Jackson, because he told his story. He told his story of just his spiritual journey and how he had to blend all of those worlds together to coach, to teach. And he grew up in a hippie generation. And so he's coached the greatest ever. And so Sacred Hoops is like his first book. It's before 11 Rings, before all the other ones. So it has that gentleness to it. And so that's why. And I'm glad that everybody else also loves that book. It's a great book.
Wow. Wow. So that is a 3-way Sacred Hoops.
Amazing.
Phil Jackson.
Amazing.
And that is the book. And as it relates to the GOAT athlete, are you all on the same page with the GOAT athlete, greatest athlete of all time? Who would that be for you all?
Why you want to drink your tea, John?
Uh-oh. He might be manifesting Stephen A. Smith in his joint to weigh in.
That's a tough one.
What do you
And
think,
I think
Laura?
it's tough. That's tough. When you say athlete, that's tough. That's tough. In sports, it's
In sport, all the sports, all of the cosmos.
I always feel like Pele would be that, but then I like to choose basketball, so I say Kobe as opposed to Michael, because Kobe actually had more heart center, and he was a more hands-on father and a lovely person. So I always say Kobe's more the GOAT, and he did some things and said some things that were incredible. He also had the chance to look at Michael and build upon that, and I just think Kobe's the GOAT because he knew how to just give me the ball and shoot it. So that's my
Speaking of goats and books, y'all see Kobe.
I'm gonna
back
say
there.
something.
I got the
Say
Mamba
Kobe. I
mentality.
gotta say something. Now you just said Kobe. Go ahead first. But he drinking water. So as far as GOAT athlete, I think Jordan, obviously, for basketball. And I think because he also showed the world, us young, what he took what Magic and Bird did, but he really showcased a level of branding and brilliance to the work ethic of just being great every day. But as far as GOAT athlete, Muhammad Ali is the greatest athlete of all time. As far as impact, touch, awareness, bravery, courage.
Dance champ.
Yeah.
Rumble, young man, rumble.
Jordan ain't got that bravery. Muhammad Ali.
And he stood for something. He stood for something too.
Yeah, like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Float like a butterfly.
Yeah.
They want to
That was
play
a
my
loaded question.
allegiance.
See, that was definitely a sidebar. That was like that was a good one.
I can have some of the greatest sports minds in the world in the same place at the same time, and I ask the ultimate question. Prince, you dropping your GOAT?
Yeah, man. So, my book, Sacred Hoops, I read that book in high school. That was in 1990. 8. I read that book. I still remember that book, man.
Yes.
It was one of the ones that I understood. That was my first time of being able to see the spirit side in sports.
Mm-hmm.
We plateau at the mental. We do
Bar.
everything. We do everything to get our body in the best shape, but everything starts on a mental plane. And so we focus on the mental so much, after we finish putting all our attention in the physical. And then we go to the mental, and then we just stop there and think that the mental is the best and that's the highest. No, there's another part of it, the spiritual part of us, the spirit that ignites inside of us to get us up to do the things that we desire, the things that we crave, the things that we envision within ourselves to be able to live into that. So that's what Sacred Hoops did for me when I read that in high school. And from that point on, it allowed me to just be me, because I have that spirit. But everybody has not been able to tap into it.
Yes.
So when it comes to the greatest athlete, all of these athletes that we mentioned are great. I mean, I put them all in the pool, and I don't want to say that all of them, they're all a part of the greatness in this world. So they all are great. Those are iconic figures that we've been had an opportunity to look at. Even Simone Biles.
Yes.
Abundance.
Just
Icon.
incredible. And like, she continues to keep competing against herself. She's in the league of her own. Everybody else is just like
Michael Phelps. I'm a fan of him too. Go for
Michael
it.
Phelps.
Throw Serena Williams in there too.
Serena
Salute
in
to her.
there.
I know
Tiger in there.
she's gonna come back from that injury for sure. That's what ghosts do.
But the one my, not gonna say my greatest, but one of the greatest athletes that I've observed recently is, his name is Aaron Hernard. He climbed. He did the wall climbing. And, whatever it's called. But he, in my experience here on this planet Earth, is one of the greatest athletes in the world. To be able to overcome your fear, to be able to climb a wall that is 30,000 feet above ground without a rope.
Come on, man.
A lot of concentration and the ability to go above and beyond and not fall. Like playing, you can play. We all can play sports. We all can play ball. One thing that you can't play is boxing and wall climbing. You can't play that. It's just when for him to reach the apex of a mountain and he's this small.
Come on, man.
Just speaks in volumes of his glorious moment and his greatness that lives within himself. So, that's something that he can always go back and look at and be like, wow, that was like the pinnacle of my life, to be able to climb something like that and do that and have that much mental fortitude and focus and concentration for that long amount of time.
Wow.
So that's the greatest athlete that I've seen thus far. Great. Even though I love Kobe, I love Kobe, Michael, Muhammad. Like, you just name them all down the list. But man, when I saw that, I was just like in awe. Like, wow.
I gotta throw you on the spot, then, man. You over the tiptoeing. Now let's talk about running backs. Talk about running backs.
Let's not talk about running backs.
And for y'all, we haven't mentioned this, but y'all know that with Prince broke a NCAA record for most touchdowns in a bowl game.
It was most rushing yards, and it just got beat.
What?
Most rushing yards.
Wow. It just got beat.
But how long did it stand?
17
years.
17 years.
We talking GOAT work.
That's a level. That's a level.
We talking
level. Yeah.
Who's the best running back of all time?
Oh man, come on!
You're on the Donte hour, the Donte hot seat.
It's between.
Are you talking to
I
Chicago?
love Walter. I'm a big Walter
Chi-town in the building. Sweetness.
it's between Walter Payton and Barry Sanders.
And
I'll
Barry,
take-
yeah, that's my
Big
boy.
Barry.
Okay.
You
You know, Michigan. You know, I got a shout out there. That's why I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Barry was breaking ankles before they was breaking
Man,
ankles on the court.
talented,
Like,
talented.
yeah. I'm gonna hit y'all. Okay, I appreciate everybody. This is the moment you were waiting for in the book verses. When they dropped the greatest book of all time, they gave you the greatest books, you know, about greatness, about manifestation. And we're about to take it right now to the greatest book of all time. Y'all got hundreds of books in your personal libraries. What's the one book we need to buy as soon as we get off this live?
But wait. He did. I'm gonna show my Millionaire Mindset book because you did got you. I have to share that before I go greatest of all time. And my Millionaire Mindset book is Never Eat Alone. And the reason why is because relationships. Keith Ferrazzi. Relationships are everything. Being able to get along with people, work with people in a diverse world of any background, finding that connection. And he also had the underdog story. Poor kid, unfortunate, but his mom and his dad had relationships that he became a caddy at a golf course. And it was through that golf experience that he was able to go to Harvard and build relationships and private schools. And he realized that relationships was critical to his success. And that's how he really skyrocketed, even politically at one point in time and in business. So I think relationships are critical, even this audience here too. So that's my Millionaire Mindset book.
Say that book again.
Never Eat Alone.
Never Eat Alone.
Never Eat Alone. Wow.
Love that book. Yeah,
Do y'all have a quick one on? There was a Millionaire Mindset. That was original questions. I didn't share that with you all for the last one. If there's one people on right now, they're in a special place with some special people. How do they make $1 million? What book do they need to read to become a millionaire?
It's really Think and Grow Rich. That's the book.
I love it.
That's
Think and Grow Rich.
This is like a second favorite, The Science of Getting Rich. But Think and Grow Rich is more practical. Think and Grow Rich. Every multimillionaire you talk to, pretty much, who reads, they've read that.
Wow.
On Clubhouse, they talk about it all the time on Clubhouse. So
they do. By Napoleon Hill, right?
Yes, Napoleon Hill.
And I want to give a shout out. This is the 30th year anniversary of this book, ironically, I have. It's Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. A guy by the name of Dennis Kimbrough, who I know. He's a super dope guy. And he was given the rights to adapt Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and share it as it relates to Black people and how to overcome and to building wealth. So dope.
Wow. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I have another book that I want to recommend that can help you get the $1 million bag.
Okay.
Help you secure the $1 million bag. So you're actually into what the book is. So if you can move out the way, Marcellus, you know.
Oh man.
You grab one of those books back there.
You talking about, man, run it, man. I just secured $1 million bag, man, with Christopher Freeman, super duper entrepreneur, and Marcellus Womack.
Hey, I just want to say I read that book. That book really broke everything down for me, and I appreciate it, man. And I thank you for writing that book. You and Chris, y'all did your work on that. I got to give you your flowers. That was beautiful, man. It broke down everything in business, from marketing to understanding how to get the bag, to think about the end, and then work yourself backwards, break everything down, units, just every single thing. And that right there, it clicked in my mind. It allowed for me to understand, you know, when I was speaking about the flower. Once you can admire the beauty in a blossom flower, you can also admire the beauty in the seed as well. See, we just look at the seed as just it's just a seed. You know, it'll look better once it blossoms. But when you can see the beauty in the seed and the beauty in the blossom of the flower, that's beautiful. And and your book spoke volumes. And so
I appreciate it. I was out here trying to get my John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas already. The mailman told me to oop.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Nah, I appreciate that. No doubt.
That's
no
cool.
doubt. Well, you know what? That leads, and before Laura does her $100 giveaway, if you for the first person to sign up to her next get in the zone course.
Get $100
But,
off. I'll give you $100 off. I had to go get some money because it had been a while since I smelled or touched it, like an hour and a half since I smelled or touched money. And you gotta smell it, you gotta look at it, you gotta listen to it, you gotta feel it, and you gotta taste it. And then you let your biology create new psychology around money. And so when I had to wear a mask, I would just put this inside the mask. I would walk around like this, smelling money all day. And then no one
let
knew,
the biology create a new psychology. That's a bar. That's
it.
You gotta feel it. You gotta see it, smell it, taste it, hear it, and feel it. What does money sound like? Y'all should know exactly what it sounds like. So there we go.
Nice.
I smell money, and you should too.
All night long.
Wow.
Before you go to bed at night.
I keep it right under the pillow.
Love it.
Crispy hundreds.
Right.
Oh, y'all know where I live, do y'all?
Crispy.
Nope.
You got the
your subconscious mind.
Yeah. You gotta fill it
I
up.
love it.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so the greatest book of all time. Who we starting with?
Ladies first.
I could go any
Roll,
mighty
please.
Go for it. I can
We
tell
got
you
the drum
ready.
roll.
I'm just
Go
gonna
for
say maybe The Cosmic Athlete by yours truly, Laura Mitchell Wilde. The Cosmic Athlete. The reason I like it is because, first of all, at the very top, look who I got my endorsement by.
Shaq Daddy.
Shaq Daddy.
Diesel.
So it's a very special book. I wrote it for young athletes and then anyone who wants to be great and understand the way the cosmos can work through you and as you. And so there's some practical steps. There's a chart about being a victim athlete, like, oh, I hate the refs hate me, my coach doesn't like me, to a manifesting athlete. We're like, oh, look what I created, to a higher vibrational athlete, to like a God consciousness realized athlete. So I give the 4 stages of sports consciousness, which I think is actually like pushes forward the conversation. And I believe it has the potential to lead thought in the area of mental performance. So The Cosmic Athlete, that's my book. I love it. You don't have to buy it, but just you should know about it.
Can we manifest it? Can I manifest? Can I desire that book like the donut?
Yeah, totally.
And manifest that book? Can I start applying some of these principles? Like this, y'all must get this book. Like I have notes. Y'all see notes in here. I got arrows. I got all these notes in the back of the book. Like this is how you get into the zone. And you drop so many gems. One that stands out, you talk about the M field, and that is where you take anything that's done to a whole nother level and get into that impossibility journal that you speak on. But you also stated that anytime anything doesn't happen, it's because you don't get what you want, you get what you align with. Yeah. When you drop that somewhere in here, I had to pause and get my life right. But this is so necessary. You don't get what you want. This is Laura. This is Laura Mitchell Wilde. So put her quotations in there. Put her hashtag at her. When you drop this on your Instagram, you don't get what you want. You get what you align with.
Yes.
And when you get into this cosmic athlete and that collective consciousness, that M field, that superior mental level, you're unstoppable, and it's there. So I love this book. I make sure that I pull it out whenever I need to break out of this realm and go to another level. So y'all make sure y'all get The Cosmic Athlete by the Cosmic Flow Zone. Get in the zone, guru, master, Coach Laura Mitchell Wilde. No doubt.
Unicorn.
Yes.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. To the
I'm gonna
you passing the GOAT.
A corner pass. Donte.
Oh.
Well, okay. Greatest book of all time is
greatest
for
book
me.
of all time
is The Purpose Driven Life.
And
Lord. It's just one of those books that when I need to just kind of realign myself and refocus in, it's just a go-to book for me. And if I'm traveling and I'm going somewhere, I'm going to be out the country for 10 months, it is one of those books that I want to take with me because it kind of keeps me disciplined right away when I lock in, when I get there. Or so it's just one, that's one of my greatest books of all time. And then obviously Contagious Leadership is near and dear to me. You know, I wrote that, you know, over 10 years ago.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that Contagious Leadership?
I wrote that
Who's
over
that
10
best-selling
years
author?
ago.
That's
But, you know, I
Donte
think it's
Hill,
just more
y'all.
relevant now. I think Contagious Leadership is more relevant
It
now.
very much is.
Oh,
It very much
Rose,
is.
please.
Y'all not gonna drop these great books and think I'm not gonna put them in my
Right?
collection.
Right there.
Right at the top of my bookshelf.
I love it.
Contagious Leadership.
Great title.
This is super dope. And you brought in this, you shared, when you use this word contagious, you're a master of just identifying words. Contagious, you said that same way that something goes viral, same way that we think of it in a negative way, you should be a contagious leader. You should bring a certain energy of warmth, electricity. People should be drawn to you. Like you should be a magnet. Like, and you broke this down in a way, and you spoke to it as it relates to teamwork. You spoke to it as it relates to diversity. And you wrote this before there was this racial reckoning, you know, in corporate America. Like you spoke to inclusion. This is a must-have. Y'all go to Amazon ASAP and become a contagious leader by reading the great work of Donte.
And you know, it's funny, man. I thank you for that too, because even the word contagious has a new meaning now because of COVID. It is contagious. Before, people didn't even have a revelation of what contagious. Contagious. They didn't have an experience. Now, after COVID, and contagious is 10 years old, and over 10 years old, and just you can be a germ or you can be vitamin C. When you go into a room, if you're a germ, you're gonna be negative, you're gonna be pessimistic, and that's gonna spread. Or you can be vitamin C, and that is gonna spread. You can be positive and give that good aura. And I think that when you can bring that into the framework of a team and appreciate everybody's uniqueness, that's when you have a true unfolding of beauty, because diversity is necessary to unfold in its beauty. If there's no diversity, there's no truth in there. Can't just be a linear thought of this is truth. No, diversity allows for your thoughts to be challenged, allow your thoughts to have better footing, better foundation. And so I think when I wrote Contagious Leadership back then, that was it. And I'm just so blessed that it's been a blessing for me. Honestly, it's been a major blessing for me, for my journey.
That vitamin C, and it would happen to be orange, just like orange juice too. Man, y'all are brilliant in ways that cannot be calculated. Rounding it out, Prince Daniels.
Contagious. The most contagious thing in the world is a smile. The most contagious thing in the world is a smile.
True.
And after he just threw that alley oop, I had to slam dunk it.
Nice.
In there, and everybody on here has an amazing smile, and it's lighting up, this space, this room, and everybody that's coming in here, and they're living into their greatness, and they're expressing it and sharing it with everyone else, which allows for you to be who you are meant to be, the human being. We're not humans that are doing, right? What'd you say, Donte?
Not human doings, we're human beings.
Human beings.
Yeah.
There you go. And you're here to be.
Yes.
Be great.
Yes.
Be in the zone.
Yes.
Be in bliss. Be
Yes.
in love.
Yes.
Be in joy.
Yes.
And so for me, my book is Mindfulness for the Ultimate Happiness.
Boom, I love it.
And that guy looks familiar on the cover, but just in case they don't know.
Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's where the money resides.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Where the money resides.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Let me say this, all disclaimers. me and Laura do not have any rights to that saying where the money resides. So
Zero.
please don't let the guy come after us. So I just want to say that.
But the money resides in a collective consciousness. So
Come on
y'all,
now. Come
Yes.
on now.
if y'all
Tap
there,
in.
it
Tap
ain't
in.
no
Yes.
monopoly on
It
that.
belongs to
Tap
everyone.
in. Tap in.
Prosperity for all.
Wow. Man, somebody said this.
The
Beautiful.
book changed my life.
Somebody
No,
said
this book, J. Saul 30 said this book changed my life. It will change your life. It will.
Love it.
This book taught me about meditation in a way that I never could appreciate it before. And I understood that there's an observer within me. That's who I'm getting to. I'm getting beyond all of that. And I'm getting to that place where I can just, not just do, not just have, like Donte was saying, but be. And you broke that down, balance and peace and power. And when you break down inner genius, which is one of the greatest, play on words and concepts, energy, inner genius, but that unique energy that defines who you are at your deepest level. Can't nobody mess with that. Nobody's touching that.
That's tough.
Like that is an everlasting, dominant presence, and that's super powerful. So these are the greatest books of all time. Make sure y'all get Contagious Leadership by Donte Hill.
Man.
The Cosmic Athlete by Laura Mitchell Wilde.
Yes.
And Mindfulness for the Ultimate Athlete.
Man, I just heard
By
100
none
million
other than
copies
Prince
sold. I
Daniel's
just heard
Jr.
100 million copies sold.
Yes, before midnight. Yeah. Nah, that is I appreciate y'all so much. I hope you all enjoy. Thank y'all for rocking out with the book verses, enlightenment, power, super beings, super abundant prosperity, hundreds falling out of the blue. That's not even the same hundred she picks up. It's all types of
God planning.
No doubt. I appreciate y'all. Any last word that y'all want to leave the good people as we wrap up this book verses on all things greatness, manifestation, abundance, and
thank you,
success.
Saul 30. I want to tell y'all that you are meant and wired to be extraordinary. And when you seek excellence, it will meet you right there. Like it's within you. So you don't have to chase it. You just allow it. And so seeking excellence just means being aware of the internal vibration that is excellence within you. It's a frequency. So love and light to everyone. Thanks for being here.
Oh, no doubt. Appreciate that.
Man, that was beautiful.
Wow. You are wired for it. It's in your DNA.
Yes.
It's in your cosmic imprint.
Yes.
You was built for it.
Donte, I'll let you close it out. I know you. Mr. Philosopher.
I'm a philosopher.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That man has traveled the world.
Oh, such beautiful insight. I think everybody has beautiful insight in this room, in this space that we are holding and creating for these observers. And what I want to share with everyone is that nothing is impossible unless you, and I put an emphasis on that, you, because nothing is impossible unless you believe it is. Let me say that one more time. Nothing is impossible unless you believe it is. When you believe that it's impossible, you are correct. When you believe that it's possible, you are correct. And so, as Laura said, you are wired for greatness. You are wired to be extraordinary. That's in your DNA. You just have to become aware of it. We have this ability within us that we have not tapped into. And a lot of people, we fear walking into our greatness. There, at some point in time, when you become great, you start doubting yourself. You start talking yourself out of the greatness. Why? Is because it's the unknown. And a lot of us fear, what we don't know. We enjoy our everything to be laid out, but whenever you have to go beyond a certain level to reach a high level of greatness, you have to be okay with the unknown. You have to be okay with not knowing what's going to happen next, but being able to be calm, being able to be at peace, tapping into your inner G, your inner genius, you know, tapping into that cosmic athlete, being contagious, you know, in your leadership, and making sure that you connect with the one thing that no one can take away from you.
Wow.
And that's that jewel that's inside of you.
Come on now.
Nobody can take that away. So my advice is for everyone to find a practice of mindfulness, meditation, where you can sit with yourself and spend time with yourself and observe how incredible, how extraordinary that you are. And the only reason why you think that you're not that way is because you allow other people to tell you that you're not that way.
Come on,
the minute you start telling yourself that you are that way, you will start to see it. Once you say it and then you see it, you believe it.
Yes.
Come on.
You got to be able to see it with your eyes closed, using your imagination, which is an image.
Come on now.
The root word of imagination is image.
Yes.
See that image in your head of what you want to be. And you live into that. Make sure that your EV is stronger than your TV.
Ooh.
Make sure your EV, which is your envision, is stronger than you watching the television, which is somebody telling you about what you should be.
Wow. Abundance.
Boom. I love
Abundance.
Nothing is impossible unless you believe it is. It's on you.
Yeah.
You got to believe that.
it. Amen.
No
Says
doubt.
Pamela. Pamela says amen. Let the choir say amen.
Amen.
Pamela, Young Gatorade, I see you
Sparkles,
as well.
you've been showing love. Appreciate you. Seeing is
That's
believing.
Marilyn,
Love
y'all.
it.
That's
Marilyn.
ML too. She like the nickname ML.
Nice.
ML.
Nice. Mic drop,
Love it.
Pamela.
We have such a supportive listeners, right? I love it.
But we
So
attracted
supportive.
that.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
You know, we came in to the space expecting good vibes, good energy. And I think when we talk about contagious leadership, we talk about the mindful athlete, we talk about the cosmic experience, you have to go into the day expecting. You have to go into you have to be on the edge of expectation, but also present in the now, in the nowness, and just, hey man, I'm excited, but man, I'm excited for this moment. I'm excited to be breathing. I'm excited that my eyes are open. I'm excited I can walk out here and see these trees. I'm excited that I'm excited for those things. And as he talked about, I'm excited for what's on the inside, because the physical shell, obviously, it is what it is, but it is the feeding of our inside that allows us to unfold, and that allowed Prince to find himself, that has allowed Laura to be able to be one of the best in the world at what she do. So it is in that when I started to look for myself and read and research. The thing about the point of research, repeat, repetition. Read means again and again. So when you repeat, or when you researching something, or it is to do it again and again. So the meditation, you got to do it again and again. The practicing, you got to do it again and again. You got to repeat it. You got to keep going again and again. Yeah, you got to be quiet for a little longer, again and again. At 1 minute leads to 2 minutes. At 2 minutes leads to 8 minutes. At 8 minutes leads to 16. And then you begin to walk in bliss, which is where everybody should be. We should be in a state of bliss at all times of the day. You don't have to get out of bliss. You should be in bliss at all times. When I'm touching people in the lives of basketball, I am in a state of bliss. I'm in a state of joy. When I'm in this medium and I'm sharing my passion of books, I am in a state of bliss. When I'm talking to anybody that I'm connected with in my day, they have to be a person that is going to elevate that bliss. Now, they may not know that in their intention. But what happens is I must say, what is this trying to teach me? So that I don't run up against this kind of wall again. I don't repeat this cycle again and again. I learned the lesson to unfold, to continue to walk in a blissful state. When Jesus was walking on water, he was just walking in bliss. They were so focused on him. They were so focused that you're in a blissful state. You just in a Christ consciousness, a blissful place. And that is where we should be. We should be in bliss. And so anybody that's tapped into this, I hope that they left with a sense of bliss and a sense of purpose and a sense of presence, and to tap into their bliss, to tap into their joy, that their joy should be full. And I'm just honored to grow and to be here with all of you. You guys are beyond epic, and I'm just happy to share. Namaste. God bless you. Salaikum salam. Let the love be shared, because again, that has to be the message.
And you
to
know
walk
what?
in a state of bliss, you have to be walking in a state of love. You have to be giving that. You're always around your neighbor. You're always you're always around your neighbor. So you should always be walking in that space of love. And if you're walking in that, then you're gonna be in a space of bliss. And so I'm just honored, bro, to be here.
You're gonna be in bliss, you're gonna be in love, you're gonna be in joy.
Yes.
You're gonna be in the zone.
In the zone.
Talk about it.
All the money.
Yes.
And the prosperity.
Yes.
In the
in
prosperity.
The space where the money reside.
Yes.
For sure. All of that. I appreciate y'all so much. I just need 10 seconds from each of y'all, because I'm going. One, big ups to Mark Zuckerberg. He let us hang out.
Man.
Heard y'all drop our films.
Post it on
He
YouTube.
be cutting some people
so
off per hour. He let us rock when we y'all bring that consciousness and that cosmic athlete, contagious leadership, mindfulness for the ultimate athlete. I have my son who will be, when he gets home, he's at a practice, but he's going to watch this. And if y'all could shout out to him, his name is Simeon, and he's just graduated high school. He's got a huge journey ahead of him. And if y'all can give him just a shout out and a quick word of advice.
Yo, Simeon, I got your flow state
Nice.
on the way. And if you can access the flow state, anything and everything is possible. And we got you. And we are here to support you. So I'll give you the number. You can always call. So we're here to support you. And much love to you, young brother. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, gal, Mama Laura, Auntie Laura, TT Laura, no doubt. We got Unc Prince Man and Unc Donte.
I was going to say really quickly, you're made to be at the top. Do the work and get there.
No doubt. Thanks, Pamela, for the shout out. Do that work. Do that work. Do that dog work. If y'all have not seen Coach Donte Hill, some of your favorite players in the NBA, he has given them that work. That work where they say his training is on another level. And I've seen firsthand that he's all about that dog work, that grind. You don't grind, you don't shine. So no doubt.
And the words of Rance Gurley, she said, okay.
All right, Laura B over there. We hear you.
Drum roll. What you gonna tell them, P? What you gonna tell them?
Oh man, Simeon, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Who else gonna believe in you?
True.
Who else gonna believe in you?
True.
That's one of the things that I had to figure out myself when I was a walk-on, number 7 on the depth chart at Georgia Tech. When my coach told me that my chances of playing in the NFL are 1 in a billion. My chances of playing at Georgia Tech are 1 in a million. You can't expect for somebody to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Come on, man. True.
Believe in yourself so much that they have to give you an opportunity. And when they give you the opportunity, you've already done the work by believing in yourself. You've already seen yourself do it. So now when you get your opportunity, you just go out there and you have a good time. You just
show up and show out. Wow.
Show up and show out.
And read on your way to showing up and showing out, man.
Hey, and smell the money.
I'm gonna tell you, that's the shortcut. That's the shortcut.
It's a quantum leap.
The shortcut.
It's a shortcut. It's a wrinkle in time. We read.
Yep.
Yes.
That's the shortcut.
Yes.
Wow. I appreciate y'all.
Love y'all.
So do the work. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing super beings. Y'all are shifting the universe as we speak. And the special people who came here to this book Verzuz, y'all are incredible.
Yes.
Y'all rocked out.
Yes, y'all are.
And y'all
Much
have
love.
a special tonight. Y'all are manifesting some things that'll change your life. So do it. They said do the work. They gave us the knowledge and the gems. All we got to do is apply. But all we got to do is 2 letters. B. You
Let
already there. Like
right,
the
right,
race is already won. All you got to do is run it. Like the
right.
shot is
Thanks,
already made.
Regina.
All you got
Thanks,
to do is
Heather.
shoot.
Thanks,
That's
Pamela.
it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's
Thanks,
it.
Salt 30.
Look,
That's
look,
it.
Man.
Thanks,
just
Ranchy
real
Girly.
quick, Ranch Girly. That's
Yeah,
my
man.
family. That's and like
What's
I
up,
mean,
Ranch
What's
Girly?
I
up,
just
Sparkles? Love y'all back.
yeah, I love
ML.
everybody back. Y'all are amazing.
Mm.
But I just want to give a shout out to
Goddess Ministry.
JAS J Saul
850
30. That's
Sim.
her name.
Yeah, that was
Jay
dope.
Her
Saul's
name.
rocking
Yeah,
with us.
man, that's my dog. I
Love
love
it.
Jen.
Love
She
it.
embodies
Love it.
this mindset of the ultimate athlete,
Love it.
and she is putting it into play, and she's exuding the energy that we
Mm.
talk about, and
Mm.
it's contagious, and you see everybody
Mm.
talking about it. You see
Love it.
everybody say they just want to be around her because
Yes.
what she has, it's making them vibrate at a higher frequency. So I just want to give her a shout out
She
to
up.
her.
Yeah, you up next. You up next.
You up next?
You're
Coach Isaac, too. Love y'all. Thank
You
you.
next, Jay Saul.
You
right.
are
Appreciate y'all.
next.
Simeon, Tamia. Y'all enjoy. This is gonna be available. People like to call right after the book verses. I'll be answering because I'll be making sure I'm trying to save it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
next minute, I'm saving this thing, so it will
Please
be
do.
I got a
Please
screenshot
do.
for you.
for a lifetime.
Yes.
Right.
All right, y'all. Peace. Appreciate y'all.
Grateful
Thanks
for
so
you
much.
all.
Yeah.
Grateful as well. Y'all
God
be
Signing
bless
easy.
you
out.
all.
God
One.
bless you as well.
God bless
Peace.
y'all. Love and
Peace.
light.
Love you, Laura.
I love you, Prince. I love you, Donte. I love
One
you,
love.
Marcellus.
One love.
Abundance.
Laura, I just want to let y'all know, Laura, when I told her about the book verse, she said, "So are we gonna drop some rap verses? Like what beat are we rapping to?" I was like, "No, this is we doing like books." Just kind of playing. She was ready to drop some bars. So if y'all see her, man, and she probably got a hot 16 at 8 ready for
You
y'all.
know I do. Next week.
And 16 and enough.
Next week, $100 giveaway and Laura raps.
Coming to IG Live or Clubhouse near you.
Yes,
Near
for
you.
reals.
Now, thanks so much, Donte,
Blessings.
Laura, Prince,
Blessings.
and all of the
Blessings.
book verses. You know what I'm saying? Ride or dies. We love y'all. Appreciate
850.
y'all.
Love y'all.
Yes.
Tenny, Heather.
All
Yes.
right, peace.
Thanks, Timmy.
Peace.